Good morning, dear students. This is A.K. Yadav from KVIIP, Dehradun. Today we will study about the very first poem of Flamingo, My Mother at 66, composed by a renowned Indian poet, Kamala Das, who hails from Malabar, Kerala. This poem is a very touching poem. Now look at the contents. We will read about the poet. We will have a look at difficult words, go through the poem. We'll discuss the theme, other features and comprehension in that. The poem contains some difficult words which I would like to share with you all. They are dose, ashen, corpse, sprinting, spilling out, worn, ache, beside. Dose shows nap or sleep lightly. Ashen is pale grey. Corpse is a dead body. Sprinting means short, fast race. Spilling out means moving out. Worn is colorless. Ache is pang or deep pain. Beside is by the side of. Now we will read about Kamala Das. She was born on March 31st, 1934 in Malabar, Kerala. Though born as Hindu, she embraced Islam in 1999 and she died in 2009. She was nominated for Nobel Prize also, and she assumed the name Kamala Suraiya. She has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the pen name Madhavi Kutti. When we talk about the awards for her literary contribution, she was a recipient of Asian Poetry Prize, Kent Award for English Writing, Sahitya Academy Award, and Kerala Sahitya Academy Award. Now we will have a look at the poem. I'll recite the poem first. My mother at 66. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. And looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her worn, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. So, students, now we will start from the first few lines. Here, the poet starts from the first few lines in which we come to know that the poet had gone to meet her mother. She passed some time with her. And now it was the time she had to say goodbye to her. She had to go back to her own place. She was going to Cochin airport with her mother. So she was driving from her parents' home, and the mother was also with her. They were going to Cochin airport, and it was on Friday morning. In next few lines, she says that she looked at her mother who was sitting beside her, doze open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. When she looked at her mother's face, her mouth was open, she was dozing, she was having a light sleep, and her face was looking like that of a corpse, a dead body, and it was very painful to see her, that she was as old as she looked. When she looked at the face of her mother, she found that she could not be any more older. But soon put that thought away. She wanted to come out of that thought, and she diverted her attention from there and she started looking out of the window of the car. And then she looked at the trees. They were young and they were running very fast. Here she shows that she looked at the nature to divert her attention to come over her pain. She also looked at the merry children spilling out of their homes. She looked at some children who were very happy, full of enthusiasm, and they were coming out of their very houses, from their houses, homes very quickly, and they were playing there. So she tried to divert her attention from that painful sight, which she did not want to look at. Now they reached the airport here, but after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale as a late winter's moon. When they reached the airport, she had to go through some security check and other formalities which a person has to do when he or she is there to have the flight on the airport. When she completed all this work, she had a look at her mother who was with her at a distance. When she looked at her, she found her pale, worn, and she compared her mother to the late winter's moon. Actually, in traditional way, we also, when we talk about winter's moon, it is at the verge of its decay, its death. In the same way, she finds that the mother is growing towards her last time, and perhaps she will not be able to see her mother for the next time, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. Here the poet talks about her childhood fear, her familiar pain, which perhaps she would have in her childhood. She reminded all of that fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." The poet was not in the condition to say anything else. So she did not say anything. She said only this, that she would see her soon, which shows some hope, and she reassures her mother that she will be back and she will see her. What she did now, she only smiled and smiled and smiled. Here, she has done a very good use of repetition. Now we will talk about the poetic devices which the poetess has used here. Through young trees sprinting, she has used personification and imagery. Personification is a figure of speech where lifeless things are shown as they are having life and intelligence. Through merry children spilling out, she has shown imagery. Her worn pale as a late winter's moon, she has talked about the figure of speech simile. Simile is a figure of speech where two different kind of objects are put together, but they have at least one point common in them. Here, the pale face of the mother has been compared to the late winter's moon, which is also in its last stage. Through trees, which are symbolic of life, children, who are symbolic of vigor and energy, moon showing fading beauty. She has used symbolism through these words. Now we talk about the theme of the poem. She has talked about constraints of old age. As we see that growing is a natural process, and she finds her mother growing old. She was at the age of 66, and the poetess also feels that she will also become like that. She has also tried to show the bond between the mother and the daughter. She deeply feels attached with her mother. She has shown the aspirations and helplessness of the youth. Here she also shows helplessness when she does not find that she cannot stay with her mother anymore. She has shown different stages of life where she has compared the youth to the old age. Also talked about the change is the eternal law. As we find in nature, change is the law of nature. Whoever has come here on this earth will go one day, surely. So death is inevitable. And with this, she has also told about nature, that nature is a great source of relief and refuge. When she is very much upset, she is very much sorrowful, she tries to look outside of the window of the car and she finds a relief, refuge in the nature. Features, contemporary subject she has taken, professional commitment versus social family commitments. Ample use of literary devices like simile, metaphor, transferred epithet, alliteration, repetition. Subtle portrayal of emotions, she has portrayed the emotions very well. Practical approach of the new age, and she has also tried to show the practical approach of the modern age, and conflicting situation. And she has also shown the situation which is conflicting. Now we will have a look at the comprehension check. What is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? What are the young trees described as sprinting? Why are the young trees described as sprinting? Why has the poet brought in the image of merry children spilling out of their homes? Why has the mother been compared to the late winter moon? What do the parting word and simile of the smile of the poet signify? Comment on the universal appeal of the poem. And how do the parting words and smile reflect on the character of the narrator? Thank you. Thank you very much.